Thank you. What a lovely beginning to our service. So good morning, I'm Laurel Whitehouse, personal pronouns she, her, hers, and I'm a member of your parish committee. We're glad you're joining us online or in person on this, our final Sunday of the regular worship season. Take a moment to think back over all the wonderful services we have co-created here since September. Ours is truly a rich and varied faith tradition, open to experimentation, deepening, and tradition. And a special welcome to visitors, especially those who might be with us for the first time. We invite you to join us downstairs after the service in the large room right underneath us for community time. And our mission here at First Parish in Wayland is to build community, search for meaning, deepen our spirituality, and make a better world. If you'd like to know more about First Parish or Unitarian Universalism, someone from our membership team will be downstairs at the welcome table during social hour to answer any questions. The Reverend Lisa Perry Wood and our Director of Lifespan Education, Kate Holland, will also be happy to answer questions. And we encourage newcomers or those newish to First Parish to choose a red cup down at social hour, and that will invite friendly conversations from all the rest of us. A big thanks to our service participants whose names are in the order of service. And please remember to silence those frisky cell phones for our time together. So let's take a moment to say hello to those watching online. There's a camera up there that we can all wave to, as well as say hello to everyone here today. And now we will have a special announcement from Reverend Lisa.
Good morning. I am highlighting two events that are happening next weekend. First, the Uganda Project is gathering a group from First Parish to join the No Kings rally in Waltham on Saturday, June 14th from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. They're reminding us that we have Ugandan members and friends in the Waltham community who have helped us with Rummage and other events, and now it is our turn to show support for them. Some members of that community will recognize us, and all will appreciate our support. Details for where to meet up will be in a social email this week. You can also email the Uganda Project at up@uuwayland.org. Also, next Saturday, June 14th, I and Kate invite you to march in the Boston Pride Parade with us. If you want to join us, we'll meet at the special Pride worship service at Arlington Street Church. The service starts at 10 a.m., but you might want to arrive a bit early. It will be crowded. Arlington Street Church can easily be reached at the Arlington Street stop on the Green Line. After the service, First Parish in Wayland is invited to walk in the parade with First Parish in Arlington. So you're welcome to either join the group, walk down to Copley Square and walk the entire parade route, or you can wait at Arlington Street Church with a few of us and join First Parish in Arlington as they pass by. Kate and I will be bringing our banner. Since this march is mainly focused on Pride, we're asked to carry signs that support our LGBTQ+ family, which may or may not also relate to No Kings. I'm sure there'll be a lot talking about both. So let us know if you're interested in joining so we can keep an eye out for you, and hope to see you then.
So let us take a breath all together, breathing in and breathing out, and again, breathing in love and breathing out peace as we turn our hearts and minds to worship. And the Judici family will now be lighting our chalice.
With open minds and loving hearts, we gather, search for meaning, to care for one another, and to work together for a better world.
Thank you. The debut of our children's choir. Thank you so much. Boy, that is a tough act to follow. So, welcome, friends. I'm Reverend Lisa Perrywood. My pronouns are she and her. I'm the minister here at First Parish in Wayland. And I'm here today thanks to Jimmy of AAA, who rescued me on 95 with a flat tire. So a shout out to Jimmy. You're probably not watching, but just in case. I asked for his name because I said, I'm going to mention you. So welcome to our last Sunday of the church program year, though don't forget that there will be wonderful summer services that have been planned by folks here and at 3 other UU churches in our new Metro West Summer Services Consortium. I hope you'll check them out. As we close out the program year, it's a moment to notice, really to be proud of all that we have accomplished this year. From our Transgender Day of Remembrance and Shine a Light vigils, to our bystander and neighborhood safety verifier trainings, our holiday fair, carol sing, auction, stewardship and fellowship dinners, our wonderful music Sundays, and so much more. We have truly demonstrated the power of community to bring and keep and bind us together when all of us show up for all of us. The power of our community is our people, and we are worth celebrating, and that is what we will do today. These are the words of Kimberly Ann Tomzak Carlson. It is not by chance that you arrived here today. You have been looking for something larger than yourself. Inside of you there is a yearning, a calling, a hope for more, a desire for a place of belonging and caring. Through your struggles, someone nurtured you into being, instilling a belief in shared purpose, a common yet precious resource that belongs to all of us when we share. And so you began seeking a beloved community, a people that does not put fences around love, a community that holds its arms open to possibilities of love, a heart home to nourish your spirit and share your gifts. Welcome to this place of worship. Welcome home. Dear friends, come now into this beloved and sacred space we co-create each week, and let us worship together. And now please rise as you are willing and are able, and join in singing hymn number 361, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In.
Good morning. So before I do anything else, I'm going to do a shout out to our children's choir, the Cohen kids, Fiona, Isabel and Bridget are up there, and Eva Sembuko is up there, and they are awesome. And also, a shout out to Polly, who has worked with these kids all year long. She's done such a fabulous job, so we appreciate you too, Polly, for doing that. Okay, so now comes the point where I tell you, if you have been looking in your pew and going, what could it be? What directions will Kate give us? So open your bag, and this is for everybody in the row, and everybody should have one. Don't give them away. So what we're going to do, who's ever made paper flowers before? A lot of you. Some have not, and that's okay. I'm going to encourage my children that go to their Seek class, because we have made them together, that if there's a grown-up person that's looking a little lost, to maybe kind of give them a little help. So there's tissue paper in your bag, and there are green stems. So take a couple of pieces of tissue paper. You're going to have to figure out how many from how many people are in your pew, but I do have extra if somebody needs to have extras. All right, so you're going to take your paper, and you're going to put your thumb in the middle, and you're going to kind of crinkle it up until it looks kind of satisfying to you, right? Like it gets to a place where you like it. And then you're going to take your stem and you're going to wrap it around the bottom part of it. And amazingly, if you flip it up, look, you have a beautiful flower. So I'm going to ask everyone to make their flowers while I tell you a story. So my story is a retelling of Peter Reynolds' book, Rose's Garden. And so, unsurprisingly, my story starts with a young girl named Rose. Rose had a huge imagination. She loved to find out about the world and to go different places, and she decided she needed to travel the world. So she took her magic teapot, which is quite large, and decided that she would sail it around the world. It was beautiful. There were so many beautiful places that she went to. And all over the world, what she saw is there were flowers in every place in the world. So she decided as she went around the world, she would collect the seeds of some of the flowers, because she had a dream of making a beautiful garden. So one day as Rose was sailing, she came upon a city, and it had big buildings, and people bustled around. And she looked at it and said, I think I'm going to stop here, because I think this is a place that could use a special garden. So she left her magic teapot that was brimming to the very top with seeds from all over the world. And she went through the city, and she looked, and she looked, and finally she found an empty lot that was between a whole lot of other buildings. And she said, you know, this looks like the perfect place for me to do my garden. So she was very excited. She had her spot. She walked back to her magic teapot, and as she got to the dock, she noted that there were lots of birds. Like there were more birds than when she left. There were a lot of birds flying around. And when she got to her magic teapot, she realized the birds were eating the seeds. She was heartbroken when she got to her teapot, because you couldn't see any seeds going over the edge like it had. So she climbed into the teapot, and she only found 6 seeds left. Well, she took the seeds and put them in her hand and said, these are the seeds that are going to grow. This will start my garden. Even though there's not many, this will be the start of my garden. So she walked back to her garden. She made special places for the seeds, and she planted them into the ground. Well, she wanted to wait and see what would happen, and she was a very patient young girl. She waited through the spring, in the rain, and there was too much rain, and there were no shoots of flowers coming up. And she said, well, maybe it's summer. Maybe there's summer flowers. So she waited through summer, and the summer was very hot, and still there were no flowers. And she waited even through the winter, and it was cold, but maybe by some chance they were winter flowers. Who knew? And still no flowers grew. People in the neighborhood learned about Rose because she was waiting in a plot of land, and they talked about what she was waiting for and that she wanted flowers in the garden, and nothing was growing. And so as spring came, Rose had a little girl from the neighborhood come to her, and she had a paper flower. And the little girl said, "I'm sorry your garden isn't growing, but here's a paper flower for you to put in your garden." And so she gave the flower to Rose. And she said, "My name is Janice, and I come from a big family, and I grew up in this neighborhood." And so all of a sudden, another child showed up with another paper flower and handed it to Rose and said, "My name is June, and I grew up here, but I was born in China, and it was a wonderful place." And they shared the places. Many people came and brought flowers to Rose. Some of them brought seeds as well. And so over time, her empty lot was beautiful and filled with color. And you could see all of the different flowers, from the paper flowers and the flowers that grew. It was like a rainbow. Each one was special, and each one was new. So I love this kind of story because it's what our flower communion is, right? It's about us sharing the beauty of those flowers, which reminds us that each of us is perfect in just the way we are, just like flowers. We're all a little different, but we're perfect just the way we are, and that's what makes our community strong. So, all these paper flowers in your hands, I'm going to ask you to find somebody, and I'm going to ask you to share your flower with them. And then, if you want to, you can say your name and a little bit of something about you that someone may be interested in knowing. So we're not going to take a lot of time. Find somebody to share a flower with. Here, hold mine for a second. Okay, my social congregation, I'm going to ask you to quiet down so we can go into our next part of the service. You guys are so chatty today. Okay, guys, quiet it down. Let's bring us back to the service. Okay, you can keep yours. Oh.
Thank you, Polly. I love the way those beautiful strains of the piano just magically happen without us ever having talked about it. The offering we give each week is a symbol of our commitment to this faith community and to the life and works of our congregation. Instructions on donating online are in the order of service. If you're here for the first time, please let the plate pass you by. You are our guest. We receive your generosity with gratitude and in appreciation of all that sustains us. Your gifts maintain the strength of this community and all it does within these walls, as well as the work we do together to make the world a better place. The offering will now be given and gratefully received. Thank you, choir. And let me just take a moment to thank you all for the beautiful, sometimes challenging, sometimes really hard music that you have offered us this year. We are so very grateful. Let's show a little appreciation to our adult choir. And of course, to their fearless leader, Polly. Thank you. And now we come to our celebration of the flowers. The Unitarian Universalist Flower Communion, which we're about to celebrate, was created in 1923 by Dr. Norbert Capek, founder of the modern Unitarian movement in Czechoslovakia. On the last Sunday before the summer recess of the Unitarian Church in Prague, all the children and adults participated in this colorful ritual, expressing the humanity-affirming principles of our liberal faith. When the Nazis took control of Prague in 1940, they found Dr. Capek's preaching of the inherent worth and beauty of each person to be, as Nazi court records show, too dangerous to the Reich. Dr. Capek was sent, sent to the camp at Dachau. And while he did not survive, his message of hope and decency lives on through his flower ceremony, which is widely celebrated today. It is a noble and meaning-filled ritual we're about to recreate, and it's time for our own celebration of the flowers. As I gaze on the flowers here, I do so quietly, reverently, with a sense of how important it is to address our world and other persons with gentleness, justice, and love. As you gaze upon each flower, here or at home, or recall the image of a flower, bring to mind the name of a person who is dear to you. Each blossom represents a person's unique humanity and therefore deserves the kindness of your touch. We hold all, those we love, those who love us, and those who we are doing our best to love in our thoughts and our hearts as we connect with the flowers. And now we'll quietly share in this Unitarian Universalist ritual of human oneness and love. Please come forward and take the flower that is calling to you. And if you brought a flower, you can place it in one of the vases as you come. So the way we're going to do this is, those on the outside are going to come forward first and take a flower, and then, is that gonna work? Yes, and then they're going to go back up, and those in the center are going to go to the back and around the side. So everybody will be coming from the outside. So those on the outside come forward to the side, those in the center go back and around and come forward, and we'll make this work. Friends, please join me now in the spirit of prayer. This is Norbert Capek's prayer with some updated wording. In the name of hope, which plants in the seed the future of the tree and in the hearts of all the longing for people living in human love. In the name of the Spirit of life which moves us and makes parents, siblings, and loved ones what they are. In the name of sages and great religious leaders who sacrifice their lives to hasten the coming of peace and justice, let us renew our resolution, sincerely, to be real family to each other, regardless of any kind of bar which estranges one from another. In this sacred resolution, may we be strengthened, knowing that we are one family. The spirit of love unites us, and may we endeavor for a more peaceful and joy-filled life. May it be so. Amen. So that was a gift for us old-timers. I think the girls wanted to sing something from Wicked, but thank you. I told them that The Sound of Music was my favorite musical growing up, and I knew the lyrics to every single song, so it's wonderful. Now, I'm just letting the kids know that what's coming next is the boring part. So get out your pew packs or make another tissue paper flower while I'm talking mostly to the grown-ups. I won't be too long, I promise. So Unitarian minister Norbert Capek lived in the last century in Prague. His home and church were overrun by German soldiers during World War II, and he gave his life defying their occupation. But before Capek's life ended, he influenced thousands of people with the beauty of his words and ideals, including the flower ceremony he created, also known as flower communion, symbolizing the light, color, and fragrance of many beliefs, many cultures, many races, joining in a bright and living bouquet. Capek spoke of the power of a diverse and loving community to stand for what is right and just in the world. He lived and died in a time of political tensions and unrest, which led to violent conflict and the loss of hundreds of thousands of innocent lives. And now today, we're witnessing decades-old political, ideological conflicts erupting into violence once again in Israel and Gaza, Ukraine and Russia, India and Pakistan, and sadly, here at home in the US. We can't help but see parallels between the conflict of Capek's era and right now. And our hearts ache for the innocents whose lives and loved ones have been lost or are at dire risk, whether in wars, through deportation or forced departures, or in other heartless ways. Now, I haven't spoken much this year about the current Middle East conflict, but it has weighed heavily on my heart. I suspect it's weighed heavily on yours as well. And I know that many of us, myself included, find ourselves somewhat confused and conflicted in our response. 2 years ago, a colleague of mine wrote this about the ongoing conflict in the Middle East. There is renewed and devastating violence in Israel-Palestine. This is a hard and complex thing. If there were an answer, our desperate longing for it would have given birth to it already. It should not be necessary, but it is, so let it be said and let us be clear. To be pro-Palestine does not mean to be against Jews or Judaism. And as Reverend Jackie Lewis tells us, to have compassion for our Jewish family, to advocate for their survival and thriving in an anti-Semitic world does not stand in contrast with full-throated advocacy for the rights of Palestinians to thrive, survive, and live in peace. Now, as always, and it is worth applauding, not my words, but yes. Now, as always, there are innocent human beings, children, families, students, teachers, small business owners, people of all walks of life caught in the middle of a political and ideological conflict. Theirs are stories that I've listened to both back then and now. Like the story of a Palestinian mother putting her children in her and her husband's bed at night. That way, she said, if the worst happens, we'll all be together. Or a young Israeli woman talking about how she might only have 15 seconds to find shelter when the warning siren sounds. 15 seconds to safety. And I've also heard hopeful, uplifting stories too. Like the West Eastern Divan Orchestra, which for 25 years has brought together young musicians from Israel, Palestine, and other Middle Eastern countries, traveling around the world playing concerts with a message of peace. Conductor Daniel Barenboim says of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, "It is between two peoples who are deeply convinced that they have a right to the same little piece of land, preferably without the other. You cannot solve this militarily," he says, and you cannot solve it politically. You can only solve it by coming to the point where both sides understand that their destinies are inextricably linked and therefore accept the existence of the other. Inextricably linked. That sounds familiar, right? And finally, I read about a Palestinian woman in Bilin on the West Bank who plants flowers inside of spent tear gas cans collected from clashes between Israeli and local Palestinians, Israeli soldiers and local Palestinians. Her name is Sabiha Abu Rama, and she started planting the flowers in 2009 as a memorial for her son. That story touched me deeply. It's such a perfect example of the contrasts of war, the beauty and hope and tenderness that can coexist with all the ugliness of armed conflict. How do we live in a world where truth has so many shades of gray? How do we decide how and where to take principled stands for justice and freedom? It is hard. We'll each make our own decisions. And for us as UUs, we will always come down on the side of love. Now, we are blessed to be able to lean into a community of shared values, a community that has our backs in good times and in bad ones. We have each other in relationships that are deep and real, trustworthy and mutual. That's the power of community, and it is not to be taken lightly, my friends. The Nazis of World War II are gone now, although white supremacy and white nationalism, unfortunately, is on the rise. But the flower ceremony continues to be celebrated in this congregation and in hundreds of others around the world. It is a testament to the power of love to withstand hate, to the vision of a tolerant faith which sweeps the world not by persecution or threats of violence, but by drawing people to its principles with the sweet scent of peace and freedom. The flowers we shared this morning bring us the assurance that warmth and kindness can pierce through the frost of cruelty and indifference, that mercy and decency will blossom, that goodness has deep roots and will prevail. I love that Kate had us make tissue paper flowers this morning. These beautiful flowers that we picked from the vases here will only last maybe a few days, but those tissue paper flowers, hold on to those. Keep those as a reminder this summer of this community, of your connection, of the power of us being here together. What seems most fragile and perishable is actually most persistent and enduring. Sisterhood, brotherhood, siblinghood, justice, and charity will ultimately prevail. I do believe that. I hope you believe that too. I think we have to hold on to that. As Dr. King taught us, we are tied together in the single garment of destiny, caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, inextricably linked. And that binding together only grows stronger as we face adversity. Its power grows as we lean into its truth. In the coming days and weeks, my wish for us is that we remember that we, all of us, are inextricably, interdependently, inescapably woven as one fabric. And even if you only come here rarely, and even if it is your first time here today, you are part of that fabric now. And that fabric has ways that we cannot fathom. We are connected in ways we cannot fathom, in ways that have potential to both heal and harm the whole. In the words of Norbert Capek, in the name of hope, let us renew our resolution sincerely to be real family to each other, regardless of any bar which estranges one from another, knowing that we are one family, one spirit. The spirit of love unites us. Let's return ever and again, no matter how hard it is, to the side of love. Let's keep finding our way to the beloved community we dream of, because our world needs the power of this community more than ever, today and always. Friends, I'm going to say this next part calmly, though I don't feel very calm right now. Yesterday, the administration took another extreme step in the direction of fascism and authoritarianism that many of us have seen coming. Many of our neighbors, especially our immigrant neighbors in towns like Waltham, Framingham, Acton, Natick, are at great risk in this moment. We have a powerfully made community, and this is the moment to exercise that power. If you can show up on June 14th in Waltham or Boston or Natick or Sudbury or anywhere to march in protest, our power is needed right now. This is the moment for this community to be visibly and audibly loud in support of our neighbors and our democracy, both of which are at risk. We were made for these times. Remember, we said that at the very beginning of this church year. We were made for these times. And there is no one else coming to rescue us. Everyone has something that they can do. So friends, let's get out there and make some good trouble. How about it? Right? May it be so. Blessed be. Amen. And now, please rise in body or spirit and join in singing hymn number 1064 in the teal hymnal, Blue Boat Home. In a moment, the choir and I will lead you in our recessional. We're going to move outside to the front steps for our congregational photo. Everyone should be in that photo, even if this is your first time here today. We want you as part of our family. So People who can walk down the stairs and out the front door. Others can take the elevator or the steps that come around the building, whatever works for you. We will wait for every last person to be there. I will wait. So we're going to begin some singing, and you'll find the words in your order of service. This is Where You Go, I Will Go, Beloved. It's a zipper song. That means one word changes with every verse. You'll see. You'll pick it up quickly. I know you will. Beloved friends, as you leave this cherished place today, take all of the power of this community with you out into the world. Be a blessing to all those you meet, and may you in turn be blessed. Amen. Yeah? We're going to sing first. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. Where you lie, I will lie, beloved. Where you lie, I will lie. For your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. Your divine, my divine. Go, I will go.